Relax. Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Today I'm going to speak about an issue I have with the media, national media. I try not to get too involved with political issues, but sometimes I just get my nose stuck in. But I prefer not to get involved with anything political, as we all have our own views on what we think should be right and should be wrong. I have my strong reasons to believe that what we're doing with NATO, moving close to Russia, is the very wrong thing to do, and will put world peace at stake and is likely to cause a third world war. Now, I think not just NATO, America and US attacking Russia, I think also the media attacks Russia, but the media also attacks anyone, anything it does not like. The problem is, who's controlling this media? Is the media a powerful tool for influencing people's minds and making people feel they should decide that something's right or wrong? The media can distort figures and facts, and so don't take media very serious. What I've just read here about Vladimir Putin, I do not rate and trust the media even more now. I know they're bad, but after reading this, it's just terrible. Let's take, for instance, Vladimir Putin, a president of the Russian Soviet Union, who really loves his country. That's what he does, loves his country, wants the best for his country, just like any other country in the world. They want the best for their country. And they feel their country is being invaded by other people. Like say, for instance, Russia moving in closer to NATO, moving closer to Russia. And there's security issues. Obviously, Ukraine has got its own independence, but it's still responsible for what they do on their land with regards to Russian security. You can't just move in NATO into Ukraine or make them join NATO. It's not fair on Russia. Okay, the same way as Scotland England lost Scotland in a referendum, and Russia planted weapons in Scotland. So let's look at this, what they said on this media. It says Putin will not stop with Ukraine and could follow in footsteps of Hitler. Now this is absolutely nonsense, and this is a big insult to Vladimir Putin. After Russia lost 28 million people to Hitler in the Second World War, for them to put this on here and say that Putin could follow in the steps of Hitler is an absolute insult to Russia, an insult to people. I think it's an insult, this is. And it says Vladimir Putin will not stop in his war on democracy if he invades Ukraine. The West has been warned. Now who's warned the West, and what crap is this? What nonsense and lies they're making up about the leader. Don't believe this stuff. Don't read it. Just take it in one ear, spit it out the other. And said the Russian leader is set to follow in the footsteps of Adolf Hitler. Now, do you know the amount of people around the world who read this? What they'll start thinking? It tricks their mind, and they'll start hating on Vladimir Putin. So by this media paper printing this nonsense out, what they've done effectively is launched a war on Russia. They've launched a war on Vladimir Putin, and this is seriously unfair and horrible, evil business. It says the Ukrainian ambassador to the US, Oksana Markovna, said the democratic world must stand up to the ex-KGB strongman, claiming nobody is safe. What the hell crap they're talking about? We don't realize, right, the world is much safer with Vladimir Putin as the Russian leader. There's more stability in Russia compared to how it was before. And all he wants, Vladimir Putin, is Russian security for his country. I'm sure Russia wants to do business with the rest of the world, but he wants the West to be fair with him. And believe me, this media is lying. They're lying to you, and don't listen to them. Begging you not to listen to this media. They're controlled by someone, and just don't listen. No one is safe so long as NATO is operating the way they're operating, and the way America is operating the way they're operating, and also the UK supporting the Ukraine, sending weapons. What the UK should do is use its powerful influence to influence peace. They should also understand why Vladimir Putin has made his request, and give him reassurance. At least give him reassurance, and they must become friendly with Russia, not treat Russia as the enemy, like some absolute enemy. So it says it comes as Britain is poised to double the number of troops deployed. This is seriously bad stuff. Britain using its power to double the number of troops, adding more to the pack of war to make for a third world war, which is going to annihilate us all. And it says, in a clear message to the Kremlin as crisis escalates. And this media escalating things beyond what it really is. Of course, the Russians are practicing, they're building up troops, but no one knows what's going to go on. And they're making up this stuff, and they're making it like a war. The media is dangerous. The media can trigger off a third world war. We know Putin has amassed more than 100,000 troops. That's heard already. And these European countries, he wants to show that the NATO can't move in. Just give it as a warning. It's just like a test for NATO. Please move back. Get out of my backyard. Please get my backyard. And it says it's unclear if he intends for bloodshed, whether he hopes to use the threat of war to starve off unfavourable sanctions and bully NATO. No, NATO's bullying Russia. NATO is bullying Russia. It's good man, one of the top world leaders in the world. My opinion, Vladimir Putin, best leader. I'm not saying he's not corrupt. Every leader in the world is corrupt, including our own government, the conservative governments. Corruption goes around the whole world, and like I said, it depends on the level of corruption that what makes a country thrive or sinks to the ground. It says, but if Russian troops will successfully take the former Soviet nation, the country's long history of economic exploitation seems increasingly likely to repeat itself. Just say he's like Hitler. Adolf Hitler is an absolute insult. Let me know what you think about this. Vladimir Putin, like Hitler, is an insult to Russia. And it's painful to hear and watch and listen that is completely bombarding Russia. I've looked and thought myself, I'm English, I'm here, I'm UK, born in the UK. It's about government. And then they reacted like this with NATO. And then you've got to ask yourself the question, what's NATO all about? Well, what is NATO all about? The Cold War is virtually over. They put all these weapons in Romania, in Latvia, Lithuania, and Poland. They're coming closer and closer to Russia. They're moving closer and closer. Now Ukraine's broken away. Which you can understand, they've got their independence. And that because the Soviet states broke up under Gorbachev. And all of a sudden now you have NATO creeping in. They're going to take Ukraine. Can't you see how Vladimir Putin feels? Ukraine take on NATO moving into Ukraine? Are you crazy? Can you imagine Russia? They move into Scotland? And I don't mind if they move to Scotland because to me they're not enemy of mine, Scotland and Russia. But how the British see Russia, the government and that, we don't know what they have underneath that we don't know. Can you imagine how they feel with Russia if they had weapons pointing towards us from Scotland? So that's what you've got to look at. Look at that bit and understand that. If there's anything else I don't know, then I don't know it. But this is why I feel it's very wrong.